From ancient times, living things have existed surrounded by Mother Nature. Exposed to nature's bounty and severity, they've coexisted and competed with each other. Some have survived in their fierce environments with great ingenuity, being untouched and unreachable by human hands for ages. The natural World Heritage sites in South America have preserved the origins of these creatures. The Galapagos Islands, a World Heritage Site situated in Ecuador in the Pacific Ocean. They're known as the islands where the natural historian Charles Darwin obtained clues for his theory of evolution. Formed by volcanic activity, the Galapagos consist of 55 lava rock-covered islands of all sizes. This is one small uninhabited island. Its land is completely dry, so cacti are about the only plants that grow here. Under a cactus tree, the figures resembling rocks are land iguanas. From head to tail, the large ones are longer than a meter. It's believed that they migrated to the Galapagos from the continent in ancient times on driftwood. Their principal food is cactus stems and flowers. Containing an abundance of water, cacti are a necessity for the iguanas. However, cacti grow taller than the iguanas, so how are they able to eat them? Amazingly, the iguanas can stand up. Skillfully using their hind legs and tail, they stand firmly. Using this unique technique, the iguanas can reach their favorite meal. But this one aims a little too high and falls down. Isabella Island is the largest in the Galapagos, with a volcanic mountain standing at its center. Walking laboriously is a giant tortoise. Observing them, Darwin got the inspiration that living things have evolved according to their environment. As moist air from the seas hits the mountaintop, Isabella Island receives lots of rain. That's why grass, the principal food of the tortoises, is plentiful here. This is a bountiful land with abundant food. Looking closely at the carapaces of the tortoises that live on this island, they are round like a helmet. By contrast, this is a tortoise that lives on another island. Its carapace significantly curls up at the neck. Since it looks like a saddle, it's called a saddleback carapace. But why do the same giant tortoises have such different looking carapaces? Darwin focused his attention on this. This is Espanola Island, where the tortoises with the saddleback carapaces live. This island is quite dry, so grass hardly grows here. To survive, These tortoises need to eat cactus stems and shrubs that grow taller than grass. Therefore, the shape of their carapaces evolved, enabling them to easily stretch their necks to feed. But it's not only the animals that have evolved. Some cacti on this island have grown taller than 5 meters. To avoid being eaten by the tortoises, they've adapted by changing and growing as tall as trees. The evolution of the giant tortoises induced the evolution of the cacti. A tortoise looks around for food. Underneath a cactus tree, another tortoise has found a feast. A cactus stem filled with water has fallen to the ground, and the tortoise is busy devouring it. It's rare for tortoises to enjoy such a wonderful fallen treat. Eyeing his lucky fellow tortoise, this one gives up on the spot and leaves to find food elsewhere. Both the carapaces of the giant tortoise and the tall cactus trees are the result of the harsh environment and competition in the Galapagos Islands. Darwin also paid close attention to another species. These are marine iguanas that live on the seashore. They're believed to have evolved from the ancestors of land iguanas. More than 100,000 of them exist, which easily exceeds the number of land iguanas. They've increased in numbers by leaving the severe environment of the land for the sea. But what do they eat here? One jumps into the water. They can swim very well using their long tails. Ocean currents with ample nutrients flow into the waters around the Galapagos. Unlike the land, the sea is filled with living things and plant life. In order to get to the tasty, abundant seaweed, marine iguanas acquired diving skills. Out of the 650 types of iguanas worldwide, only these marine iguanas can live on the seashore. The creatures in the Galapagos Islands have survived in Mother Nature by adapting themselves to their stark environment. They are the World Heritage Islands that show the origin of living things. Valdez Peninsula in southern Argentina juts out into the South Pacific like an axe. The country's largest peninsula is surrounded by nearly 100-meter-high cliffs. Erosion from the strong winds and waves from the Antarctic has formed the landscape of the peninsula. The sheer cliffs ward off land predators. Below them is the precious breeding ground for endangered sea animals. One of these endangered species is the elephant seal. Numerous females surround one male. For breeding, elephant seals form the largest harems in the animal world. In the spring of the southern hemisphere, which is September through November, they raise their pups on the beach. The bulls have to protect their large families. Noticing an invader closing in on his harem, he displays anger. He intimidates the intruder by blowing air through his large nose, producing a loud, resonating sound. He charges persistent males and drives them away from his harem, protecting his family's safety even at the risk of his own life. Seasons have passed, and it's now April, autumn in the southern hemisphere. Finished with raising their pups, the harems of elephant seals have left for the seas of the South Pole, and in their place, other animals have come to the beach below the cliffs. They are South American sea lions. Their pups are about 3 months old and have already become excellent swimmers. Some enjoy body surfing, feeling safe at the water's edge, protected by reefs. But they have to be alert when the tide changes. An orca has appeared. Orcas usually wander about the open waters of the Valdez Peninsula, but come close to the coast during the breeding seasons of the elephant seals and the sea lions. The orca charges the beach after a fleeing young sea lion. With lightning speed, it catches its prey by running its massive 8-ton body onto the beach. Then it skillfully maneuvers its beached body back and returns to the sea. This method of hunting by orcas can only be seen on the Valdez Peninsula. The Valdez Peninsula is a haven for sea animals, yet the rules of nature and the battle for survival prevail even here. On the headwaters of the Amazon lies the Manu National Park, a Peruvian World Heritage Site. Its vast rainforests are home to over 850 species of birds. Many of them live in the trees above, but these unique birds are at home walking around the dark forest floor. They're pale-winged trumpeters, a type of crane. They're characterized by the white feathers on their backs, which make it easier to follow each other through the dim forest. They've come to a river where a crocodile looks for prey. Bravely, they fly across. Trumpeters are weak flyers. They can barely fly over this 5-meter-wide river. Their favorite seeds have fallen to the ground. They're a kind of mulberry seed called machonaste. The seeds drop one after another, dropped by monkeys who eat the fruit and discard the seeds. In the rainforest, trees bear fruit on the upper branches, which become a battleground among the creatures living in the forest. Trumpeters, however, can live on the ground as long as they can scavenge food beneath the monkeys. This is the ingenuity of the animals that live in the jungle. When the monkeys leave this spot, the feeding of the trumpeters ends too. There's a nest of trumpeters at the 15-meter mark of a tree, which is so slick that even snakes and monkeys cannot climb it. So how do trumpeters get to it? They fly up, climbing gradually from branch to branch. These are trumpeters' eggs. Only the strongest female in the flock mates with all the males and lays the eggs. It's the male's job to sit on the eggs. After a month of sitting on the eggs, chicks have hatched. The day after hatching, they leave their nest, but instead of flying out, they fall out. One follows the other. A bed of fallen leaves acts as a cushion for them. Adult trumpeters are busy hunting. This is a locust. For chicks, easily digestible insects with lots of protein are the best food. Pale-winged trumpeters live on the rainforest floor, taking advantage of the eating habits of monkeys. That's the ingenuity they have acquired to survive the severe competition of the forest. Now the chicks begin to travel and hunt with their parents and fellow trumpeters. On the south end of South America, the moist air from the Pacific Ocean hits the Andes and produces the clouds that bring heavy snow. A World Heritage Site, Los Glaciares National Park in Argentina, has the third largest number of glaciers in the world after Antarctica and Greenland. Accumulated snow becomes glaciers which slowly begin to slide. They eventually become hundreds of meters high, break off, and flow away as icebergs. The ice, with fewer air bubbles, is quite transparent and reflects only blue light while absorbing other colors. This blue is a characteristic of the Los Glaciares. Over a 20,000-year period, the glaciers continually increase in thickness as they gradually flow down to the sea, creating walls of ice tens of meters high. At the end of the eternal silence, the ice has a dramatic finale. Los Glaciares shows various expressions. Some glaciers continue to grow and become thicker, while some collapse. In 1994, a massive chunk of glacier 1 kilometer wide broke off and fell. Floating on a lake, this is one of the icebergs that was formed from that breakoff. Large pieces were as big as 100 meters in diameter. At the very southern tip of the South American continent, this is the sound of a large glacier breaking its long-lasting silence of 20,000 years. Some are being born and some are disappearing. The eternal providence of Mother Nature rings through. The Guiana Highlands in southeastern Venezuela are called the last frontier. 100 tabletop mountains in all sizes exist here, which are ancient layers of earth from 1.7 billion years ago newly exposed. Angel Falls drop from the top of a 2,560-meter tabletop mountain. With a total height of 979 meters, the world's highest falls become a mist before reaching the ground and watering the rainforest that stretches from the foot of the mountain. This is the top of a mountain plateau. Here, uniquely shaped rock towers stand, which have been carved from a vast solid surface over time. In such a harsh environment of endless rock, plants survive and grow by adapting and evolving. Flowers have survived in areas unreachable by humans. The origins of these living things have remained in the World Heritage Sites in South America. However, their environments have faced drastic change since people discovered them. So what happens to them now? The creatures living in these World Heritage Sites return that question to us.